another rant about a completely random topic that I came up with. Well, not came up with, but have been thinking about for the past few days. And that is measuring oneself based on productivity or value that they create, or any materialistic kind of measure, whether it's work, whether it's money, whether it's creating something or grades, whatever it is, but tying yourself into, not tying yourself, sorry, but tying your worth into something that's completely arbitrary. And it's something I want to talk about because I feel like a lot of people, especially my age and even myself, I suffered for it for months and years, and actually still suffer from it just because of the nature of my job, that being sales, which is all about numbers, performance, and whatnot. But the bottom line is, and the main reason I want to talk about it is because there's so much more to life that is offered to you that's not just measured by a numerical value, something on the board or something on your paycheck, or just a number that doesn't mean anything outside of the the area of expertise or the industry that you're in. Like, commission that means nothing to somebody outside of my industry, or profit, or whatever that is. It means nothing. And it's taken me a while to realize, because it's addicting. It's addicting because it feels, when you tie your worth into something arbitrary, you're also able to measure it. You're able to tell yourself that you're improving or you're growing or you're getting better, whether it's at your job or your skill, whatever it is, your passion, whatever that may be. It allows you to congratulate and pat yourself on the back and feel like you actually did something. And the problem comes when you either outgrow this measurement, or it becomes nil, in the sense of it's eliminated from your life. Maybe you graduate and your grades mean nothing. Maybe you get fired and your numbers mean nothing. You move on to another job, whatever it is. But once it becomes nothing is when it really becomes an issue, because tying your self-worth into productivity, or the time that you wake up in the morning, or anything that can be easily ruins you as well. So if you tie yourself into a 4 a.m. morning routine, or 5:30 a.m., whatever it is, and you miss that time in the morning, you've ruined your day. And I've seen it happen, and I've seen it and experienced it myself as well, where I create a goal for myself, something like a daily task. I do everything perfectly. I excel at everything. Everything ticked off the box except for one thing, and my brain just automatically counts that as a bad day or a missed opportunity, or that I'm a failure for not doing that, and yada yada yada. And I think that's where a lot of the issues as well, kind of around, again, people my age, and it's more prevalent in men because of the culture that we've kind of created, the grind culture, the hustle culture, with Andrew Tate and whatnot. Excuse me. And there's just so much more to life than that. I get it. Money's important. Like, I'm not disputing that. I don't come from a rich family. Quite the opposite, actually. Kind of, I would say probably lower middle class. And again, I'm at a job where I am rewarded and incentivized to perform better. So it's not like I'm free from that kind of measurement as well. And I guess measuring a productivity and a profit. But there's just so much more to life. Like, we don't grade our life on happiness, on contentment, on something internal. It's always something external. And for what? Like, there's no reason for us, not us, I don't know who you are, but there's no reason why we shouldn't measure things internally, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. We have full control. Well, not full control, in case some, like, we have control. We have control of the way we feel, the way we lead our lives, the way we do everything, and yet we are so, I want to say brainwashed by capitalism. I don't want to sound too woke or too fucking political, but we are so brainwashed by the current society that we have allowed it to label us as pretty much cattle or livestock or whatever you want to call it, and be measured by the output that we have as people. While constantly being mentally miserable, it doesn't make sense, because at the end of the day, every single older person that I've talked to, and there are videos online as well, so it kind of is anecdotal, but every person that I've seen has always wished for more time with family or friends, or something intrinsic, not extrinsic. Because at the end of the day, you're not taking anything externally to your deathbed. You're kind of just done. You could buy $500,000 vehicle. You could buy whatever, but you're only going to be remembered by the memories that you left as a person, and the experiences that you gave to others, the way you made others feel, the kindness and the positive impact that you have left other people. That's what you're going to be remembered by. Not the amount of profit that you generated, not the amount of cars you have, not the amount of garages or houses you have. And again, if these are things that you dream of, it's not my place to say it's bad or wrong. Maybe I just haven't had them and I don't get the hype. Like, if I do get them, maybe I'll change my opinion. But right now, as somebody who's kind of tiptoeing on both worlds, where my job measures me on being good at my job, and also kind of wanting to create a little bit more of intrinsic and a bit more positive inner monologue, is what I would kind of label it. Somebody who's trying to balance a little bit of both. And this is kind of the conclusion that I've come to, where I'm trying to balance both, in the sense of, yes, I do obviously want to perform and make more money, but at the end of the day, it's just a job. And there's just so much more to life than spending 12 hours at my workplace, because technically you could spend as much hours as you want, 12 hours or whatever, doing this, doing that. And it's just, there's so much more people to meet. There's so much more places to see, so much more experiences to have. And I think we get so caught up in morning routines and gym routines and whatever it is. And it's not to say that these are bad. Like, if you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to get into shape, gym is good. If you're trying to be a bit more organized, or, have goals and whatnot that help you, or that a 5 a.m. morning routine would help you achieve, go for it. But don't let yourself be measured by that. You are way more than if waking up at 5 a.m. You are way more than your A pluses. You're way more than what people tell you you are. You're way more than your job. You are way more than anything that this world has given a title to. You're capable of anything, and I think if we all kind of just try to transition into a more, like I said, a more intrinsic um, mindset, this world might just be a happier place because you're not cattle, you're not livestock, you are not your job, you are not any of those. You are a functional human being with their own goals and their own passions and their own dreams. And I think the least you could do for yourself is to be happy and to be content, whatever form that may be in. Take that risk. If you're worried about obviously job security with everything that's going on, yeah, take a job that measures you in performance. Do what you need to do to survive, but don't forget there's surviving and then there's actually living life. It's unfortunately it is separate sometimes, but live for yourself. Don't live for others. Don't live for Instagram stories. Don't live for any of those things. And I've seen it happen where, and again, I know a person who has kind of chosen a little bit more of a different path and just muted themselves for the sake of the world, for the sake of somebody, or just didn't listen to their inner monologue. And right now they are living a life that they're not happy with, but unfortunately it is a little bit too late for them. And they, in the sense that if they do make a decision to take the leap, they will pretty much lose, I guess, everything that they care for. So don't wait till it's too late. You're young, you have so much more time. You have the whole world and your whole life in front of you. Don't become a slave to whatever you think matters right now, because the only thing that matters is your happiness and your contentment. Because at the end of the day, on your deathbed, you're not going to think about the amount of money you've made, the amount whatever. You're going to think about, did I have a good life? Did you do everything you wanted to do? Did you pursue your passion? And that's what's going to matter. And I think, again, if we all try to just be a little bit more positive, be a bit more conscious about the decisions we make and the way we talk to ourselves and the way we measure ourselves, the way we treat ourselves, because we're all a lot nicer to our friends than we are to ourselves. And I think if we're just a little bit more lax, a little bit more kind and patient with ourselves, I think, I've been saying I think a lot, but I think this world will just be a better place. Rant over.